The bear who left breadcrumbs instead of words. The forest had always been home to Bear and Bunny. Together they had built a den, shared countless meals, and exchanged stories until the sun dipped low beneath the trees. Yet over time something changed. The warmth between them began to cool. Bear, who was once as steadfast as the oak trees, started dropping hints instead of offering the clarity Bunny desperately needed. Bear didn't want to hurt Bunny's feelings, not at all. But the truth was, Bear had started to feel a pull in a different direction. The games that once brought them joy felt like obligations. The conversations that once sparked excitement now dragged on like an endless winter. Bear, however, wasn't ready to say the hard words. So Bear dropped little breadcrumbs instead. Small moments of silence, half-hearted attempts at affection, and the kind of quiet that said everything without saying a word. Bunny, as keen as any woodland creature, began to notice the change. At first, it was just a few missed calls, an ignored request to meet at the old oak. But it didn't stop there. There was a subtle shift, a turning of the tide that Bunny couldn't ignore. And so Bunny waited, waiting for Bear to come clean, to tell the truth, to say the words that would either bring them closer or confirm that the forest had changed forever. Days turned into weeks, and the breadcrumb trail Bear had laid out seemed to grow colder. Bunny could no longer pretend not to notice. The silence between them became unbearable, more painful than any confrontation could have been. What Bear didn't realize was that silence, when it's steeped in avoidance, speaks louder than words ever could. It's easy to drop hints, easier than saying the hard thing. But in the end, those breadcrumbs don't lead to healing or understanding. They only lead to confusion and heartache. The truth, however difficult, is what brings clarity. And without clarity, there can be no peace. It's kinder to speak the truth gently than to let someone wander through the fog of uncertainty. Waiting for someone else to end things without a word leaves them lost in the woods, wondering what went wrong and why they were never worth the honesty. So remember, when you feel like stepping away, don't leave breadcrumbs. Be clear, be kind, and be truthful. It may be the hardest thing you ever say, but it will be the kindest thing you ever do.